100 days BCB Live. Drive Safe Dave, we've done it. Listeners, the folks watching BCB Live, we have hit 100 days of driving safe. That is an equivalent of a little more than 10 million miles, Drive Safe Dave. Pretty daggum cool.
It is. It shows what everybody can do, working hard, getting it done. If you're not excited about 100, not excited about the right thing, because today is the day we celebrate. On Thankful Thursday, we have an opportunity to celebrate success by what's being done out there on the road. Bam! Just had to say that. I wanted to say that. Bam!
Keep going. You're going to keep doing that. I get it. Hey, listen, 100 days. And it makes me wonder, did we think about this? Was there some thought the last time there was an accident within BCB Live 100 days ago? Did somebody say, you know what? If I can mess the streak up today, on a Thankful Thursday, we will be back not only to celebrate the greatest day ever, but do it on Thankful Thursday.
Yeah, there was some math involved. There was a little bit of math involved, but you know what? I think it's apropos. I think is the right word.
Back in the camera,
Did I miss out of the camera? I'm trying to say, but apropos. I think apropos is the proper word. It is great that it's done on today. It is a chance. Not only do we celebrate it, but we get a chance to say thank you too, right? All at the same breath, all at the same moment. Wow. And I'm going to say it one more time. Bam!
Hey, we are also at 7 days of Get Out and Look. Not near as impressive, but you know what? It's still 24 hours that you did it, just like we did 24 hours a day of not going without an accident. It's all about the 24-hour periods. Make sure you focus on what you're doing today. Drive Safe, we talked about a little bit about the technology, right? Technology and backing up and all of that. And let's face it, today the best technology when you're going to back up is to get out and look.
I agree. It's these two things right here. It's these two right here walking back there and using both of them to see exactly what you can't see, what you don't know. You're not going to drive down the road like this. You're not going to go down there. You're not going to pull the truck forward with your eyes closed.
You know what? I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not. Quick story on that subject. My brother, back in the day, okay, here we go, back in the day, him was driving the Volkswagen. You know, that would end up being my car later on, but he was driving the Volkswagen home one day, and him and his friend decided, hey, David, how about this? Close your eyes, and I'll tell you when to turn. It doesn't work out that good. You know, the odds are you're going to get in an accident. First of all, who really keeps their eyes closed? All right, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you. Is that a hard left or an easy left? You know, what kind of decision is that?
I would say that is a youthful, hold my beer, give me a second type decision.
And now, hey, that same guy, David, is now a safety guy over at an oil and gas company,
right?
Of course he is.
Of course
seriously?
We all grow up. We all grow up. We all make choices.
Hey, I don't know if you saw that or not, but yesterday came down that big verdict. We knew it was on its way. We didn't know what was going to happen. 5 days of deliberation, comes back with $1 billion verdict in the killing of a 17-year-old college freshman from two different trucking companies.
I mean, we're talking, it's tragic. The story's tragic anyway. I mean, the entire thing is tragic. Just what's going on. And here's another one of the examples of how important being safe is out there on the road and doing the right thing. And here we are, 100 days celebrating it. I think they kind of tie in together and showing what we can do and what we can overcome, right? Because we can talk about all the people we didn't meet, all the people we didn't see, and all the people, and here's my favorite part, all the people we saved. Can you imagine that? I mean, imagine the number of people that we actually saved in those 100 days.
Yeah, 100 days. It really is a phenomenal streak. When you think about this accident right here, it was a 22 vehicle pile up ahead of the driver. Okay, so the driver's sitting there, 22-car accident up ahead. The accident, mind you, was caused by a trucking company. Okay, so they're part of the verdict.
Right.
The company that created that 22-car pileup. I want you to listen to this because when things happen, when you do get into an accident, no matter what, they are going to just, the jury, everybody's going to go back to you and say, how did you tie into this? Because big truck creates a more, you know, it's a big accident when a big truck's involved, right?
Absolutely.
Bad things can happen. So here we are, 22 cars up ahead. There's a big truck involved in it. Driver up there, okay, he had driven 25 hours. He was distracted, and he didn't have a CDL, mind you. There's the first one. Car, so now the driver, the young man, is sitting in traffic. The big truck comes back, rear ends him, and kills him. Distracted as well. Distractions are real. as we sit there and we think about, and we're so prideful of our 100 days.
Or
I mean, it's a lot of work what you do out there. There's a lot of luck involved. And, you know, think about this, Drive Safe Dave. Here we go again. We talked about South Carolina earlier. We had the Denton police or fire chief on talking about the fire trucks. The same thing happens here. The driver that rear ends a driver, there's brake lights going on, there's signals going on. It's a pile up, and there's an ambulance and a fire truck up there, and he missed it, kept it on cruise control, lost focus, was distracted. Damn.
it only takes a moment. Oh, it's hard to fathom the tragedy and the tragic and how horrible it can be. But that's what happens when 80,000 pounds is rolling down the freeway. We talk about it, and it's not just those instances, but we talk about it. Yesterday we saw a video. It was about just a big truck on the side of the road, a stopped vehicle. If you're distracted, how quickly and easily can you drift off just a few feet and cause an accident with those kinds of things, or a disabled vehicle? You've got to be really careful of not only stopped vehicles on the freeway, whether they be emergency, whether they be four-wheelers, or whatever the reason, got to be paying attention, because it can happen in a second. You come up on a scene, and we've all been there. Every driver's been there. You crest a hill, and it's brake check time. Nobody had an idea. Those kinds of things require your focus all the time.
Yeah, BCB Live. Listen, the purpose of BCB Live is to take what you're saying right there, take some of the videos that we've seen as well, and use them to help you with your skill. Use you to remind you that, you know what, I have to be alert all the time. I don't have a choice. I must stay alert. I must merge. I must get in that left lane when there's a disabled vehicle on the right-hand side. I've got to go above and beyond to keep these highways safe. Me, I'm going to take it as my pledge. Keep my highway safe.
Yeah, in my job area, where I work and what I do every day out there on the road, I am the best of the best, right? I have the Class A license. My responsibility out there is above and beyond I'm looked differently by DOT. I'm looked differently by the public. I'm looked differently in the courtroom. I'm looked differently every single place I go. Therefore, I must do the right thing every time.
And we bring up Florida, just like we've been talking about some of these accidents that's going on, right? These cases that go back against the trucking companies and go back against you. They look at you a lot. They look at you saying, you know what? You do have a CDL. You're supposed to be better than the four-wheeler. Trucking companies, you are supposed to talk about safety. You're supposed to make sure you're hiring the safest people. Make sure that you have technology, and dadgummit, if you have technology, Drive Safe Dave, you got to use it. And if you're sitting inside of a dispatch office right now, if you're sitting as a safety manager somewhere, you have technology and you're not using it to improve, to teach, to educate the drivers, shame on you. Shame on you for not doing more to keep our highways safe. We had an interview yesterday with Netrodyne, and you see that software, Drive Safe. You can see how it should be used to make us safer, not used to beat somebody up, but used to show how close you were.
Yeah, it's sharpening the skills, sharpening your edge, that edge that you have on your tool that you use, so that it's a better tool. And the tool that you use is your mind and your decision-making process. Those are the tools that you those are the tools you use on the road. Those two tools are very important. In fact, they are life-saving tools that you use every day out there on the road. We want to sharpen those every day so that they are the best of the best.
No doubt about it. Hey, listen, it's about 7:10 right now. We're going to come back to you with some more safety talk, but first, we have a little thank you from a good friend of BCB Lives. Hey, producer, show it to him.
All right, this is it, the ultimate celebration. All you safe truckers out there, Uncle Ted is here to celebrate, along with your incredible warrior of the highway safety record on BCB Live. The Nugent family and all Americans thank you, because without you safe truckers, there would be no American dream. You guys are the warriors in the arena. You are in the swirling dust of working hard, playing hard, work ethic every day. And for 100 days of driving without an accident, over 300 trucks, make that 301 trucks. I got a Ford Bronco that I've been driving for about 65 years with a safety record like you guys. So God bless you. Everybody salutes you. Keep it safe. And remember, you are the American dream. Thanks for your trucking, and thanks for being safe truckers. God bless the quality of life American dream highway haulers of America. Congratulations, guys. We really do salute you. We are blood brothers of productivity. God bless, Godspeed, keep it safe. And thanks for inviting the Nugent family in on you to celebrate with you. We appreciate you guys. Keep that spirit and attitude on fire.
Cat scratch fever! Cat scratch fever! Woo! A little bit of Teddy saying, Uncle Ted saying, thank you to the truckers out there for BCB Live. Boy, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty good.
I was going to say bad. I was fixing to follow with a word, but I know I can't say those
Pretty
words
awesome,
here.
pretty cool, pretty rock heavy. I'm telling you what, that is a legend. That is not only a legend out there in the world, right? Would you say Ted Nugent's a legend? I mean, that dude right there, rock steady. And you know what? He's celebrating you. That's what he's doing. He's celebrating you.
One thing I loved about Ted, he reminded me a little bit of Sir Rick there. He's comparing the old Ford Bronco to the big truck, right? Hey, make that 301. Yeah. Don't forget about my 1996 or whatever Ford Bronco.
You know what? I am so happy that he took a moment to just jump on and celebrate with you. This Thankful Thursday, you know what? I've already sent my T-shirt, my Ted Nugent Rock concert T-shirt up there to get him to sign it. Trying to get that back. That's something that I'll probably wear. But you know what? That right there is awesome. Hey, that's another reminder. What you're out there you're doing is something that people in the United States want to celebrate. It's what everybody wants to celebrate. You doing above and beyond what's asked.
Yes, you've got to keep doing it. We've got to make sure that we stay focused. Again, a lot of eyes on you. A lot of folks understand the productivity, understand the challenges that you do, understand that, boy, alive, you're away from your family. Understand that you are the heroes. The heroes. It's not a Thankful Thursday. All the time you're heroes. You're making it happen in this country. You're making sure that product is getting there. And listen to me one more time. We're going to keep saying it. You've got to make sure you're protected, right? You got your gloves on. You have your mask on. You're washing them dadgum hands, keeping them clean 20 seconds at a time. Keep them clean. Stay focused on what you're doing. We need you in this country. We need you to continue to be heroes that you've been. And we just want to say thank you. Thankful Thursday. Thank you for what you're doing.
And it is right here. It is a moment which we reflect, right? We do it every Thursday. Do it every Thursday. And this is a special Thursday with 100. You know, we talk about 100. We've been building up to 100. And you know what? We are kicking the 100 deadliest days butt right out of the season. That's what we're doing. We're kicking its butt right out of the season, cruising on. And we're just, you know what? 100 deadliest days not here at BCB Live.
Yes, and listen, you've got to stay focused out there. Again, we're going to bring it back to the basics. The following too close or, that watching that speed. Situational awareness. We spend a lot of time talking about that. And that's making sure that the situation you're in right now, and don't forget, it changed from a mile ago. It's different right now. There's more traffic right now. The sun's barely coming up right now. You can't see very well. The car is in front of you, starting to put his brakes on. You've got to realize the situation you're in at this very moment. Slow down, react, and get focused on what's happening right now. Are you the safest driver this very second? And then drive safe when you stop and when situations come up again. You got to get out of your truck. You got to back up. Got to get out and look. You want to do that every time. And I'm just going to plead with you one more time. Don't wait until it's too late to get out and look. Don't wait until you back into somebody.
Yeah, we sit here and we talk about it. We have speed and spacing. We have moving over. We have get out and look. And we have all these things that we're doing here. What is it? Ask yourself today. Ask yourself and be real with yourself. Be that person that says, you know what? This is the one part that I'm weak on. Like I follow too close, right? Or I don't, move over soon enough, or don't use my turn indicator like I should, or I don't do that dadgum pre-trip as well as I should be doing. What is it that you do today that you can change today to make yourself a little bit better than you've ever been before?
Yeah, let me hop in. He's not just talking to the truck drivers.
No.
He's talking to you in maintenance right now. He's talking to you in safety. He's talking to you as a driver manager, a dispatcher, a broker. And yes, he's talking to you, Ted Nugent, out there driving your Ford Bronco. You're talking to him as well. It is all of our responsibilities. But listen, you're out there. If you do control, you're over the maintenance department. You're over safety. You're a dispatcher. You must realize the power you have to create a safer atmosphere within your bubble, right?
Yeah, you have a chance to be not only passionate about it, but make a change. Make a change today for the better. Are you talking to the driver? Are you making sure they're not tired? Are you finding out if the equipment is exactly the way it needs to be? Are you doing that little extra step that you didn't do yesterday, or that you find yourself, what's your weakest point today that you can build on, right? What's the small thing that you don't normally do that you're like, man, that's probably the thing that I don't do well. You have a chance to change that today. And we talk about it, we celebrate it. But you know what? We're going to change it. I think you should work on it today. Find a way to make it different. And if you do it 28 days in a row, what happens, Rick?
On 28 days.
No, it becomes a habit.
Oh, thank you.
No, it becomes.
I was trying. What did I miss? It does become a habit, and that's what we want, right? We want
a good habit.
Yeah, we want it to be a good habit. That's not a bad habit, certainly, right? All right.
No, but I'm just saying. They say after 4 weeks of doing the same thing repetitively, it actually genuinely becomes a habit.
And it can become a bad habit, right? If you come in office and don't do much for 4 weeks in a row, created a bad habit, to which you may never be able to fix it. You know, us wanting something different may not happen here. Hey, drive safe. Real quick, back to a little bit of COVID. You see, Delta comes in and says, you know what? Here you go. You don't want to get your shot, it's okay, but we are going to raise your surcharge on your health insurance by $200 a month.
You saw the reasoning behind that, right? You saw the reasoning, what they had. They were saying that it's costing them around $40,000 person that gets infected because they don't, and it's the only ones that have not had their COVID shot.
So I ask this question to you. I mean, when does this going to stop now? As if I fly Delta, am I going to be like in the back right-hand corner? Am I going to get a surcharge and have to sit in the back?
As long as
in the back right with all the smokers? You know,
no
smoking section in the back. Hey, if you don't have your COVID section, go in the back as well with the smokers.
No smoking on airplanes anymore. But you know what? I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that it is a real cost. And it is a real cost in human lives. It's a real cost in real money. I mean, there are a lot of people, 96% of the people in the hospitals today, COVID, weren't vaccinated. That's real money, real dollars. And you know what? It's real life.
Delta as well saying that there's a good chance that the next step will be you're not going to do the protected payroll as well if you don't have your COVID shot. So if you don't have your COVID shot, hey, guess what? They're not going to pay you if you do get COVID as well. So, yeah, they're taking some big steps. That's not in place yet. That's going to be next. I'm sure that your union will have something to say about that as well.
One of the airlines has already issued out a mandate that if you don't, you can be terminated, right? I mean,
yeah, that was actually United Airlines, and this is where Delta's kind of following the suit on that. United started that actually on September 27th. They were requiring all employees to either be vaccinated or face termination. So Delta's not putting you on termination, but they are saying, hey, by the way, we know that you're paycheck's not that much, but we're gonna charge you $200 if you don't do it.
If you get sick, we're not paying you because you know what? If you test positive, we're not paying you.
I think their paychecks are decent. I don't know.
I don't know. Pilots make. I don't know. Where do you get that? Where do you get the?
I'm saying like if I'm a receptionist and I'm making $200.
So those Delta pilots, they're not making anything.
Yeah, okay. Pilots are making a lot of money. I'm saying if I work for Delta Airlines and I'm some guy at the front desk, I'm gonna say if me right here in doing this job, $200 out of my paycheck every week is gonna hurt.
You may want to go get a free COVID shot then to avoid that $200 fee. Hey, listen, we're going to be back with some more safety. Before we do that, we have one more thank you from another pretty big guy. If you're a wrestling fan, you're going to enjoy this.
Oh, hey, folks. I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan from the golden age of wrestling. But I hope you all know that being wrestling, folks. Anyway, I have a special message for BCB Live. Yeah, it's coming from Rick and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So everybody might want to take a chair because, you know, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I'm going to have to give this to you straight. Rick and me have one thing we want to tell everybody, and that's, ho! And congratulations, man. I understand that truck drivers, heroes, have gone 100 days accident-free. You know, you guys really are the true heroes and have run over 10 million miles accident-free. 10 million miles. That's amazing, man. Accident-free. Remember, guys and girls, avoid distractions. And just thanks very much for being American heroes. I know out there on the road there's a lot of distractions like professional wrestling. But you guys and girls, you people are the heroes. So thank you very much, BCB. Congratulations on 100 days accident-free. And there's hose for you. Ho! Let's go another 10 million miles. Go get them.
Wow. Another celebrity out celebrating the fact that BCB Live working out there on the road.
Yeah, it is Jim, and don't pay attention to my hair right now. We are rock. I've taken my cape, my wig off. I don't know what's going on here, but don't look at this. Right. But that was
that a
Jim.
wig?
That was Jim Hacksaw, the great wrestler, saying thank you. And you know, just once again, we love these celebrities coming in. We love it too when we hear the thank yous on that. Drive safe, Dave. I don't think. Were you arrested? Do you remember Jim Hacksaw?
Yeah, the 2x4 definitely makes it look. I didn't watch it that close. I didn't watch it. You know, all the way back, a little bit further back in the 70s was probably a little bit more of my time, but watching a little bit of the wrestling. But I'll tell you, it's fantastic knowing that everybody out there is turning their head and taking notice, turning their head and turning around and going, "What? 100 days? What? Doing a little bit of success? What?" Even people say, "What?" Doing what it takes to do the right thing out there on the road each and every time, making it happen. You know what? Glad that people are turning their head.
No, it's a cool thing, and you know what? It sounded like, you know, maybe old Hacksaw was having a little puff on something there, man. Dude, man, hey, it's me, Jim Hacksaw.
Hey, I'm excited, man.
But you know what? It's good to know that he's excited about what we're doing here, and you know what? The celebration continues. Celebration's going to continue beyond 100 days. The celebration's going to continue with even 101. We're going to keep continuing to see success here with BCB Live out there on the road. Fantastic job. Fantastic what you're doing. Man, I appreciate it every day. Thanks, Hacksaw, coming in, swinging the 2x4, knocking another one out of the park.
Yes, except no baseball, though. He's
no
a wrestler,
baseball.
But
I get
same thing. We get what you're saying on that. Drive safe. I want to bring it back, okay? I want to bring it back to that accident that happened in Florida. The fatality that killed a young man on that. What we've got to realize, and when we're talking to our listeners, and right now, that's primarily the drivers out there. Listen, you're under a microscope. We're looking when things happen. Those plaintiff attorneys, they're going back to everything you've done. Did you take your 30-minute break 4 days ago? Because listen, if you didn't take your 30-minute break, there's a good chance that you wouldn't have been where you were that got into that accident. That's where they go with it. You got into an accident, but had you have done your job 7 days ago, 6 days ago, had you have stopped, had you have done your pre-trip, you know what? That 15 minutes, you didn't have to find something wrong, but that 10 or 15 minutes that you would have done your pre-trip, that would have kept you from being where you were today, 7 days from that day. Does that make sense to you? That they're going to go back and look at everything. They have that ability. They're going to look, they're going to download the black box in the truck. They're going to see what you're doing. If they pull over, they're going to pull your records on your phone. And if you're watching TV while you're driving, they're going to know it. If you're watching BCB Live right now and you're driving, don't. You can't watch it. Hook it to your Bluetooth. Listen to it on the radio station. YouTube, watch it later. So many things that you can do. I want to make sure you know that and you're hearing what I'm saying is that, my God, if something small happens, you're going to go back on your history, see what you were doing. As a trucking company, if you're watching this show, listen to me on this. You hire somebody that has a bad history of unsafe driving, right?
Correct.
A history of following too close, a history of lane change violations. Well, why did you hire this person? That's what they're going to ask. And I'm going to ask the same thing. If you're a driver right now, do you not realize that right now, the safer you are, the cleaner your record is, the more valuable you are. You're more valuable today in Drive Safe. We've been talking about that for years. Your value really is how safe you are. And for the first time, you're getting paid for that for many places across this country. Right now, your value isn't Drive Safe, Dave. I can run 8,000 miles a week. That's not valuable. What's valuable is when we pull that background up, when we see how many jobs you have, when we see that you don't have any accidents, you don't have any speeds, your record is clear, that, my friend, is value.
Yeah, you can relate that quickly and easily. Like, think of a doctor. You want a doctor that that has a lot of lawsuits on them, that goes over time and time again and hurts people and doesn't. It's not the doctor that you want. You do your research and you find out a good doctor, right? Same way with a driver, the professional out there on the road, the one with the license that knows what they're doing. You want to find the real value, and the real value are those safe driving miles.
Yeah, if you're going to the doctor for a knee surgery, and I've had 2 of them, I'm not going to choose my doctor based on the one that can get me out the quickest. Hey, Rick, you know what? The old doctor here, he's going to take 8 hours.
Cheapest?
Me, I'll get you out of here in 30 minutes.
How about the cheapest?
Yeah, cheapest. You're right. It's not about that. It's about safety. You know what? How many people have walked out of there and been able to walk? You as a driver, you realize this, and I want to make sure if you don't, that you just sit back and think for a second. Your value is your safety. Your value is your history. Your value is your pre-trip, your post-trip, because when you do those, you don't get violations. When you get violations, warnings and all that, it shows up. We know that you didn't do your pre-trip, and sometimes people will say, well, that wasn't their trailer. Well, they still ran with it, Drive Safe. They ran with equipment that wasn't safe.
Yeah, so I'll tell you right now, every driver out there knows, and as you talk about it and you listen, if you're driving down the road, you get pulled over, and a DOT officer walks up to you, whose trailer is that? It's yours. You're pulling it. Doesn't matter what the name on it is. You're pulling it, and therefore it's your trailer. It's your tractor because you're driving it. So you have to do the right thing. You have to do the pre-trip. You have to identify problems, and you have to get them fixed. You have to do it right away, and you have to do it immediately. Make sure that you're doing everything you can to be safe out there on the road each and every day.
And if you are sitting back in the office and you're like, yeah, man, it is that driver's job to do that. It is. I keep telling them, Dave, that they're not doing their job out there. Let me tell you something. If you're sitting back and you're a safety director, you're a safety manager, you're a dispatcher, you're in maintenance, and you're allowing this to happen, you're just as at fault as anybody else. If you know that somebody's dropping a trailer or there's a pre-trip that comes back, right? Hear me out. The pre-trip comes back, a driver has picked up a trailer and says, dadgummit, the tire's flat. You do nothing about it to investigate it and to see who dropped it. Didn't do your part in that. Are you just sitting back letting the other driver run at a company and run unsafe? Are you doing your part to run away from the problem? Are you addressing it? Are you going back and looking at who dropped this trailer, because the person that dropped that trailer, Drive Safe Dave, hey, guess what? They may not be very safe. And if we allow that to happen at a trucking company, my God, what kind of company are we? What kind of company are you? Are you running away from your problems?
You know what? And it goes beyond just trailers. It goes everything. I mean, are we talking? Look at the pressure we put on people to make on-time service, right? The wanting to get there at a specific time, or what about inclement weather? Are you making great choices during inclement weather? Are you, as a safety director, as a dispatcher, as anybody involved in the process that understands, hey, it's pouring down rain, there's multiple tornadoes, there's ice on the roads. Are you making great decisions to help the driver be successful out there on the road? Because if you're not, then you are part. Don't just say, hey, it's up to the driver to make it. Hey, I told the driver to be safe. Hey, make sure you're careful out there. I did everything I'm supposed to do. That's not right. What's right is you get involved in everything. You get involved in the weather. You get involved in the decision-making process. You get involved in all these other things and making sure that we're talking about hours of service, and we're talking about rest. We're talking about tired. I mean, if you hear key words, make good decisions for them. Make good decisions with them. Work together. Everybody has a chance and an opportunity.
We do, and we got about 2 minutes before we go to break. But again, I'm going to keep going off because I know I like what you're saying here. If you're a dispatcher, you hear something, right? You hear it from your driver that he or she's not feeling good, they're tired, that they're running late, they're stressed, they're having. You can't you just can't cover your ears. Act like you didn't hear it. Once you hear something, you got to address it. You want to address it because Drive Safe Dave, it's about protecting life.
Right.
It's about helping our heroes out there on the highway. Drivers, you've got to participate in this as well. You've got to let us know. Yeah, you got to. And ultimately, listen, you can't run if you're tired, if you're fatigued, if you're mad, you're sad, you're sick. You can't make that run. You can't make it. You got to say, guys, I can't do it. And if you're sitting there and you say, well, that company that I'm at right now, well, they're going to get rid of me. If they get rid of you for that, you won't have a problem, right? Good for you. You're at the wrong company. Hey, company, guess what? If you get rid of somebody because they're being safe, take a hard look at yourself. You're not practicing the BCBs where safety is truly the most important thing.
We talk about it all the time, and we talk about being on time, Rick. Talk about being on time. Look, being on time, that is important. That's important to customers. That's important. It's not the most important thing.
Thank you.
It is. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm not saying that you don't want to make an appointment. Yes, we want you to make an appointment. We want you to plan ahead. We want you to, when you realize that, when you realize that moment in it, you look, overslept. When you feel weather, right? You get delayed because of wind. Forced to slow down because it's blowing 40 miles an hour. You don't want to blow over, so you're going at a slower rate of speed. You make these decisions based on safety, and then all of a sudden you realize you're going to be late. You know what? Call somebody, right? Let somebody know and understand that you're never going to make it up. Late is late. It's not the most important.
Hey, listen, this is BCB Live. We are the safest station in the nation. Coming back to you in just a second with some weather and some road conditions with Buckle Up Bob.
right. Hey, good morning, everybody. A lot of things going on throughout the country today with the weather, things of that nature. Got lots of fires going on. California, Northern California is on fire with almost 1.5 million acres on fire that are under 50% contained. We got a potential hurricane that might hit the U.S. This weekend, Sunday into Monday. We'll look at that. And, of course, we've got our regular weather. As you can see right now, not a lot going on with the wind. We'll kind of look at it. As you can see, doesn't get a whole lot worse today, I don't think, as well. There you go. Right in the middle there, Kansas, western Kansas. Get a little bit in the low 30s to upper 20s. Mile per hour wind gust is likely. Not much going on as far as that. Our current rain, you can see we got some strong storms up there in the Dakotas, right there on the Iowa-Nebraska border. Everywhere else, just an isolated type of thunderstorms going on now. Potential for this afternoon, as you can see again up there, that Dakota system moves into Minnesota. Iowa could see some really strong storms with some likely tornadoes, possible hail, but definitely going to be some strong winds. And we've got some chance for some thunderstorms to pop up all the way from Houston, right, all the way up to Pennsylvania and into New York as well as day goes by today and it heats up. Well, the other thing we're watching, show you this system down here they're watching right now. It's an invest, which means they're investigating it. This is expected to develop pretty strong possible hurricane is what they're forecasting. They are keeping a very close eye. Said a lot's not going to happen. Won't be able to tell till Friday when it crosses this peninsula. See what it does, if it breaks apart or if it stays together and refocuses. You can see it's going to be pretty big. Right now it's predicted to hit somewhere in that New Orleans area. We're going to definitely keep a really good eye on that as the week progresses. We'll keep and let everybody know what's going on. But looks like this weekend's going to be a busy weekend for potential hurricane. Hey, again, just a reminder, don't drive in smoke, right? Northern California is on fire, and so we'll just kind of zoom in, and I'll give you a little bit of idea where they're all at. Got them right here going into the lakes, Lake Tahoe region. There's a fire called the Caldor Fire. It is at 126,000 acres, right? And it's 12% contained. And what was alarming was I was researching it. It's moving at 8 football fields a minute. This thing is moving quickly and just consuming. Right now, it's not around any roads we drive or highways we're allowed on, but you just got to watch it. In that area, smoke, they have the poorest air quality of any part in the state right now. And it's just burning so fast. That's right in that Lake Tahoe area. Again, you still have the Dixie Fire. That's the big one. That's 750,000 acres right now. Only 45% contained. And you've got a Monument Fire at 154,000 and another Hay Press Fire at 86,000. So, again, California has got well over 1 million acres on fire right now. Then there's one up in Washington as well that just discovered. It's approaching 72,000 acres. It's only 8% contained, but it's not by any roadways. We'll keep an eye on that as we go. But just a good reminder that, folks, it is that fire season out there. They are dry. They need some rain horribly out in California, that northwest area. They've been kind of hot since about May or June, if you remember. They were in triple digits. Everything is dried out up there. They're going to, we need to get them some rain. Hopefully that we can do that soon. But if you're in them areas or we get loads that way, you need to call safety. Anybody, other carriers out there, if you get a load and you're heading that way, check local authorities. Find out, make sure roads aren't being closed, where those fires are spreading. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with some videos.
Hey, welcome back to BCB Live. Buckle up, Bob. Some major weather going on. The hurricane's just right around the corner. It looks like again, right up in that New Orleans area. I love. You know what? Give you a hard time about going out to Africa, but you know what? You do it, and we see the reason why. It shows the value. You are looking way down there, and you know what? In 3 days, it may be a hurricane.
Yes. Again, found that all out since I started here and started doing the weather. I didn't know any of that until you start doing some research. But it is Thankful Thursday. And wow, what some great videos there and tributes from Ted Nugent. That's my high school days. I think you were just a little grade school, maybe.
I was young. I'm a lot younger. You look even younger, but a lot younger in general.
But what a great video. It brought back some memories. Hey, we are talking about HOS, categories, what they mean, what the thresholds. So today we added the driver fitness, and the threshold for driver fitness is 80%. And so what is that? Everybody knows typically the CDLs, physicals. That really is the main cogs in driver fitness. But there are some other things that actually go into, if your physical's not registered. You may have the card, but did you register it with the state? That will go into the driver fitness. If you unauthorized passengers in the car, that you don't have adequate insurance, we don't have, because you have to have all that paperwork. That is driver fitness. Believe it or not, some people have unqualified drivers driving the CDL, driving a commercial motor vehicle. That is also driver fitness as well. So a lot of things go into that you just don't think about.
Not going to the gym. It's not running around the trailer and doing the, going out there doing the push-ups and all that. Nothing with that.
No, that's not the driver fitness. We had a couple of videos. We had to bring them back where guys were iron and walking around.
Doesn't that often do with like vision too? Like also wearing glasses.
Glasses,
making
great
sure
one. I forgot that one.
Yeah, making sure that you have, if you're required to wear glasses, that you actually have them in the truck. You're required to keep vision and also keep a spare, right? If I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. If you wear contacts, you must have backup pair of contacts or eyeglasses in case something goes wrong. Absolutely correct, Dave. I say
back in it's been a long time, but I had a driver that worked for me, and he had one eye, right? And found out when he was going to Colorado after he did this about times that he wasn't allowed to leave Texas because they had a restriction on him because he had one glass eye and one eye that worked. Couldn't drive outside of Texas, and forever we didn't know that, and we didn't check for this restriction on the back of the license as well, right? We just let him go to Colorado and back until finally he got into Colorado. Like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Matter of fact, you shouldn't have gone through Oklahoma. You got to get back to Texas. And we learned that way. But it's all of those little things like that go into the driver fit.
It's a great point. And we kind of here in the last few weeks found something. So we've had to implement in our process, right, when they do the driving test. Check CDLs, because we had somebody show up without their glasses. And our trainer found that. Did not do the driving test. Great job there. So we just want, hey, if you got to wear glasses, make sure you have them. Make sure you have that backup that if you, in case something goes wrong, you have to have that spare.
I was just going to say that, we've never been pulled over by a DOT where they didn't ask you your driver's license and your health. I mean, they always want to see health card, and it's a very important thing. Want to make sure that you're okay to drive and that you're physically. And I've never had them not ask for that part of the pullover, part of the process. Every single time, it just is one of those things that go hand in hand. The license is no good without the other. The other's no good without the license.
And we talk all the time about technology. Now the officers pull up; they can tell whether you're registered with the state right off the bat. You don't have to have all the paperwork. They've got it already registered, and they can tell right away whether you registered that license.
I say, Dave, you could have used some BCB Live back in the day. If you would have done things right, you wouldn't have been pulled over anyway. So we want to again, that's spacing. Don't give them a reason to pull you over, and you won't be as knowledgeable as this guy is about. Not only that, they'll ask for this. I mean,
Everyone's visited a scale house a time or two, but yeah, no, good point. Very good point.
That is a great point, because we went through a stretch, in the industry, I think, goes through a stretch for that when one of the things, when they catch you speeding, now they've got you. They already got one thing on you, so now they just get a chance to pull over and really go at your vehicle. And the speed has come down, and we want to, here at BCB, we want all drivers to just slow it down. is the key to everything. When you slow down, you have that space. We're going to see that some videos where there was some great speed and space management.
All right, it's video time.
Here's one. Now, this is just a reminder. Look at our speed and space. And I'm just curious, Drive Safe Dave, what do you see here that kind of really makes everything difficult?
Well, number one, what I see is going on here. You've got you're in a big metropolitan area, obviously, because you've got these huge passes with multi-lanes. You're in a big congestion area, and then you have construction zones going on everywhere. So you know that the lane's starting to be restricted in all sides. But I'll tell you right here, people are merging, people are moving around. I don't see very many turn indicators, or I can't see them very well going on right here. So people aren't communicating well. Here we are, went up on this trailer, and we got to move over. But look at the line, the road. They make it difficult to tell where to be and where to go.
That's what I was wanting to get at. You know, folks, you got the sun. You've got they peel these stripes off. The they etch them. The mark is still there where they were etched into the and made a dark spot. Then you've got the other ones, and this would be really difficult at night. But you got to just make sure that, hey, that's another situational awareness in this construction zone is, yeah, these lanes go all over. I didn't know which lane was what. They're at right here, right? You got dashes running down the middle of a lane and the old ones, and it gets kind of hard. So it's just those things I wanted to point out about the situational awareness in these construction zones. Great job by this driver, by the way. I mean, look at that speed and space. Just outstanding. Again, great. This driver out there is using the speed and space. Look at all the space they have. You're going to see what happens there. All of a sudden, there's debris all over the highway. The driver's able to react to it and not cause anything. I mean, the one thing that stood out there since I watched that video, look at that car tailgating that truck up there. You know, he jumped out of the middle lane there. It's just tailgating. In fact, I thought he was going to try to pass the truck on the yellow for a while there.
You know, what's really nice about this, and as you drive and you see this, when you have this much distance between you, vehicle in front of you, and it's easy to catch things like debris in the road and move around it. You are very close, and you don't have that big picture that we talk about, that vision, that far out, and being able to react accordingly. Notice as the driver, you can see the little wiggle the passenger car behind that truck does, and then that gets your attention to say, why is he doing that? As you close in, you can see that it's debris. You're able to avoid the same debris. Would not be able to do that if you were close behind another truck, close behind traffic. You're just going to run over it. And you know what? When you run over it, you pick it up in the road, you damage your vehicle, you can damage the vehicle behind you. Well, this right here makes it very, very safe, being this far back and able to maneuver. Notice how he was able to maneuver, or she was able to maneuver safely around the debris in the road.
Yeah, I think this driver did the safest thing that they could do, and that's what. Remember what we talked about. There is safe, there's safer, there's the safest, and I just can't find anything wrong with what this driver's doing. That space is just outstanding to be able to react to that. Again, speed in space. You know, we have a good following distance. Our speed is under, and then the truck comes over. I did see the turn signal. I couldn't tell quite when it was on, if it was already on or it came on the last minute. But this driver, again, was able to react because they were able to manage their speed and keep the space. You can see there's no big picture here. There's another truck in front of this one. And again, able to stop. We see roadway all the time. Just a great, and then they lets it go, right? After you get space close, this driver allows and just increases it right back. Tremendous job there. This is how you protect life.
You're going to get cut off. These moments are going to happen. And this is how you react. Give them the space, let them go, then let's go. And you lose nothing.
Nothing.
You lose nothing here. This is how you react well. You never know exactly what's going to happen.
Again, we talk all the time about stale green lights, right? This driver was, see by the speed limit sign 35. Looks like you're going very slow. You can still get through the intersection. Great job again. Car turning in front. We've got this driver has plenty of space here, and then slows down. You can see the speed slow down as I approach the intersection, and they just roll through it. Great job there, being prepared, not commit to that intersection. You absolutely have to, and there was no issues there at all.
I look at this, and we talk about intersections. I count as many as 6 driver encounters going through this light. The driveways before, the driveways after, not only the roadway that crosses, but there are multiple intersections this driver encounters, and it doesn't matter whether you're in that crossway intersection, you're in these parking lots with the Sonic or what have you, people come out of there all the time. So great job, great control, doing a good speed in this environment right here makes it safe for everybody.
Yeah, and I look at this and I'm wondering, how in God's green earth did he not pull over into the Sonic, then the Arby's, then later on the Pizza Hut on the right? I mean, those are some major temptations, Drive Safe Dave, that I'm saying, how did you go through all that and keep staying on the road?
At one, a little more than one. This was an error. We caught it a little bit late, but this is the same as the first video, so it's supposed to be a different one. We may have it tomorrow.
It was so good we wanted to watch it.
Wow.
See, it was no mistake, buckle up, Bob. This is intentionality because, again, you're showing something very impressive. And Drive Safe Dave, you hit on it perfectly, is that decisions that this driver's making right now are only able to be made because of the space that he or she has already created.
Right.
Good habits like this allows you an opportunity to be more successful. It just does. And boy, howdy, when we talk about BCB, the BCBs of trucking, that's what it's about, being safe, creating a chance, an opportunity for you to be successful.
Yeah, and it seems really odd that every Thankful Thursday we seem to come across some really great videos. So great job out there, all drivers out there that are doing this. Well, here's one. Okay, here's the one that was there, but again, not so safe.
Don't do it. Don't. Stop. No. No. I mean, it's a double yellow line. Drive safe, Dave.
You cannot see what's around that curve. Trees are blocked. Your vision's blocked. And a bad decision.
Was it worth it? And I always go back to this right here. When I see things like this, when there's accidents involved in ice or rain and we didn't stop, was it worth it? Was it worth that chance? Or what if you would have hit somebody? Was it worth that 18 seconds that you gained right there? Was it worth it? Wait a minute. Just wait it out. If you believe in safety, you have to just stop for a second, breathe, relax, let it happen, and then just go when it's your turn.
You have time here, and let's be honest about this stuff that you encounter on the roads. You have just as much right to the roadway as you do. You need to partner with them on what you're doing out there. This driver that's driving the tractor, he's not expecting you to jump out there in a no turn. You're causing it. What if he needs to turn left? What if he was waiting for that car to turn left? But how are you not knowing what he's going to do? Because he's definitely not expecting you to pass him in a no passing lane. But you've got to make sure, and you know what? Give that guy the chance to be successful too. Give him the respect. Back off of him. Let him know you're back there. You got him. I got you. I'm blocking all the traffic. I got you. Do what you got to do and then pass when it's safe.
Let me say that. So there's a lot of luck, right, involved in trucking, involving getting to that 100 days. This isn't a luck thing. This is intentionality. When you make this decision, you're intentionally making a decision to drive unsafe. You're intentionally making a decision to break the law. You're intentionally making a decision at that moment to possibly take the life of somebody else. And I'm saying, why? Why would you intentionally make a decision to kill somebody else? Why would you do that? And when you do this, that's what you're saying. When you go to that Florida jury that we spoke about and what happened, that's what they're saying. That's what the jury's saying is, and you made that decision. You said, I know the law because I have a seat. I know that I can't pass a double, but yet I still did it. When I did that, I gave up. I said nothing's more important than what I want to do. Even that kid coming up on the bicycle on the other lane, the other vehicle, that tractor that decides to make a left that I just now ran over. I've intentionally made a decision. Producer, we got a couple calls?
Yes, sir, we do. We got Alan Arnold on the line. Alan, how are you doing today,
Top
sir?
of the morning, Alan, and happy 100 days, sir.
Happy 100 days, gentlemen, and good morning. Hey, I wanted to talk about something that happened yesterday evening, okay? And I ain't trying to get nobody in a world of crap. That just goes to situation awareness, accepting your responsibility, and neglect of damage. one of the guys up there at the yard yesterday, covering for the yard dog. He's backing up on the street at a major power pole, and I'm standing underneath it. I was trying to holler at him to stop. He hit it. He just kept on going. Pulls up, and then he leaves. I know he didn't report it. It wasn't one of our trailers that he hit it with, but it could have been. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he took responsibility for it or not. But I'm just trying to say, if you see something like that, say something about it.
Thank you for that, Mr. Allen. Do appreciate that, and good point. Drive safe.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that brings up the deal, and I know, Alan, when you were out there, you were underneath it, and you saw what was transpiring. We talk about get out and look. Right? We continue to talk about it. It doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter the location. What it matters is the need for you to get out and make sure that when you back up, you have the clearance, space, and it's safe to do so. When these kinds of things happen, and are going to continue to happen, don't get out and look. If you don't take the measure and the step necessary to prevent these situations, you have to get out before you put that truck in reverse, before you back it up, put it in park, put the flashers on, and go back there and see what's going on. Get back there with the party. Go back there and see who's back there. You want to get to know what's going on back there. And the only way to get back there, and thanks, Alan, we appreciate it, make sure that when you get back there, you're out. You know what? If you'd have been back there and he stepped back there and said, hey, can you watch for me? Hey, buddy, I see you over there. Can you watch? Get a spotter. Have somebody help you. Always find a way, better way to see what's going on. Anybody else you got?
All right. Hey, we'll be right back with a little interview with Drive Safe Dave in about 1 minute.
Hey, everybody, it's Drive Safe Dave, and we are back, and we're taking a moment here on Thankful Thursday. Reach out and talk to a driver, get to know, get to say hi, and get to say, we do this regularly on Thursdays just to find a way to bring and make it full circle so that everybody has an opportunity to meet those solitary soldiers out there on the road doing what it is that they do so well. Today, we have a special guest on the line. Hey, James, can you hear me?
I need to unmute yourself, James.
See you, and I think I hear you.
We can see you, James, but I need to turn your mic on for us.
No, we got James. I can see him. We got some stuff going on here. We might be just missing him out on a little bit on the voice, right? All right. I'll tell you what. Let me just go ahead and say, while I got James on the line, James was driver of the month. And the reason, and driver of the month here at BCB, and here throughout, what it means out in the industry and what we do going forward. Driver of the month is a special thing which we share and celebrate the success of an individual that basically symbolizes what we should be doing out there on the road. Look, a lot of people do a great job. A lot of people are doing a fantastic job. We need to find a way to celebrate an individual who does those systematically, those regularly, and in this short time frame, we find today, this moment. James, are you there? All right, and as we continue to try to work through this, I just want to let you know that here safety is key in picking out driver of the month. We use driver of the month to show, more importantly, we celebrate it and we do it with one thing in mind, and that's safety. The other things go along, attitude. You know, I can't tell you how many drivers driver of the month is selected because of not only their safety record, but their attitude, their job, the way they talk to everybody, what they do. They're generally always finding a way to be positive, finding a way to do what needs to be done. Generally excited about what we do here, BCB Live. You know, I talk to James regularly. I talk to him, see him a lot, and either here in the office or by phone. I can tell you right now, James is always finding a way to be positive and be the guy that you want him to be out there on the road. Does a fantastic job over and over and over. And I know that James is having a hard time getting on and talking today. I don't, and what we will try to do is we'll try to get this done for you so that we can show this again and come back and get James again at a different time. We'll figure that out as we go forward. But driver of the month's a big driver of the month is a chance for us just to make sure that we recognize one individual. James has done that, and I want to make sure as we go forward and as we do this, we make sure that we celebrate James. And if you get a chance to see James out there, make sure that you say hi. With that, I'm going to go ahead and just say, hey, Dylan, what we'll try to do is we'll try to reschedule James at a different time, right, when we can get him in the air. All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and say a quick prayer, get out of here, and we will try to get this done at a different time. Dear Heavenly Father, we gather before you today on this special day, this 100 days of being saved. Father, we say thank you for this moment. Thank you for the gift that you have given us. Thank you for the chance to do what needs to be done out there on the road. Protect the lives of all of your children. Father, help us do this again. Do another 100 days. Help us to strengthen our resolve and make sure that what we do out there today is the right way, right. Father, we appreciate all the blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Please, please, please be with us, with our drivers, and be with everybody that has a possibility to make a decision today. Us doing what we should be doing. Help us do your will on the world as you see. Father, we ask all these things in your name. We pray. Amen. Hey, everybody. Be safe, drive safe, and be careful out there. We'll see y'all later.